Hello, everyone. Welcome to Spring Fever. As always, it is me, XFL Jim, joined by the incomparable, immeasurable, the main man himself, Eric, aka Uncle fucking Rico.
You want it? I'm gonna give it to you right now.
And we're going to give it to you right now. UFL Week 1 in the books. We finally actually have the season underway. All those months of anticipation have led up to now, Eric.
Yeah, I'll give credit where credit is due. I'll be the first to admit when I'm wrong. Did better what I thought they were doing, but I always said week 2 is going to be the very key thing. Like, how does this look week 2? Like, do they retain the people from 1 to 2? That's basically my thing.
I would say, so the most important weeks in order for me, week 1, championship week, week 2. Those are just purely based on vibes. The actual important weeks for play, if you're thinking about like what to watch for the UFL and what to watch for spring football, because I think most people, I'm personally treating this like a new league because of all the turnover and changes that happened from last year to this year.
I kind of feel like you have to.
You have to. So what you're going to see is that you'll get a lot of teams that are still trying to find their footing because of the shortened training camp. Week 5 is what you want to look for, where everything kind of flips on its head. This is anecdotal. I've only looked, but like from the AAF didn't really make it to week 5, but in the XFL in 2020, the USFL in 22 and 23, the XFL in 2020, 2023, and the UFL in 2024 and last year, week 5 is when like the crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
That's always the weird week. Shout out Jeff in the chat, by the way. We get 2 more home openers. We get to see 2 more shows. It's insane to me that I think Birmingham doesn't play a home game until week 4.
Oh, that's what's his face just saying fuck Birmingham, dude.
And then I think DC doesn't play their first home game till week 3. That might have been scheduling conflicts with the soccer, which
is a possibility.
It's always a possibility. I mean, they've moved in the new MLS stadiums, so one of the factors of that, smaller stadiums, one of the other factors in that, they can't put as much paint on the grounds, on the field. So the logos, like some of the midfield logos, like that Storm logo was super small comparatively. And they can't, for a lot of these stadiums, they can't paint the end zones.
Yeah.
So what they're doing, and the CFL does it as well, and it's kind of cool, they like digitally impose them for TV.
Which is nice. I like that.
It does kind of work.
I like that a lot.
Old Man Bag of Sports, we're not doing a show about the Crown.
Dude, I did bet Minnesota, though. I bet the Gophers tonight, and I may have put a live bet on Oklahoma that I have going out in the background, Jimmy.
I'm a Crown over NIT guy, though.
No, I love me a little NIT, dude.
I think the Crown's infinitely more entertaining.
Dude, it is. The NIT is a mid-major thing, and I mean...
That's fair. I like that they're playing for, like, money in the Crown. It's very fun.
I think you like it just because your team won it last year, dude.
Also true. And it did set us off on the path to, like, the best season.
Literally, like, dude, if this tournament...
There's 0 people there.
If this tournament makes it to next year, I may have to fuck around and go out there.
Go out to Vegas?
Go out to Vegas. What are you doing to Vegas?
How much do you think the tickets are?
The crowd? Jesus, dude.
Do you think they give them away at, like, for, like, rewards at casinos?
That's funny, dude. Like, I know at Bailey's here, they're giving away tickets for the Sweet 16 as reward stuff. I don't know. Let me pull up.
They can't be that expensive. They can't be expensive at all.
Should I look at StubHub?
Go for it. Well, I expunge on the week that we had in UFL. Open up with a banger. Louisville, Birmingham, the crowd in Louisville. Mwah, chef's kiss. It's everything that I could have asked for from the Kings fans. They showed up. They showed out. It's crazy to me. I don't think any other like alternative football league has tried Louisville before.
Yeah.
Is there a history? Like, is there any history of teams like a professional football team going to Louisville?
Nope. Not that I know of.
So, for how like aggressive and wanting of this the fans were, they showed up. I was happy.
Oh my god, dude, are you kidding me? I'm looking at
How much are these tickets,
93.
Eric?
Oh, I'm sorry,
How much are these tickets?
$93, dude.
Nope. Nope.
I got in to the like, dude. We bought our Big Ten stuff the
You're
day
talking
of.
about the Big Ten conference tournament, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
bought the Big Ten conference tournament the morning of, and we were 4 rows back from the court for $19.
19?
Yeah,
Yeah. You can't
and
be charging these prices if you're the Crown.
you're telling me for general admission West. So it sounds like you don't even get a seat.
Standing room only for the Crown, dude. It's a big get. You wouldn't understand.
Even though there's like 4 people there, but okay.
What'd you think of the opening night for the UFL, Eric? I know you were busy. We've talked about this before. We don't agree with them starting during like March Madness.
All right. So I put a little work in. Okay.
Did you watch any highlights?
Put a little work in. Jim.
Okay. Put some work in. Okay.
All right. So I'm looking at it right now. 14,000, near sellout.
Second, I was gonna say second most attended event in that stadium.
15,300 is the cap, had 14,034. 0.65 million watching. Pretty for a Friday night going up against March Madness with the marquee games that were on Friday night. I'll give it credit. I feel like it's decent.
And if you remember last year, the Friday night Fox games, not the like we were we were going into 2025 being like, oh, they're playing on Friday night, that's cool. Yeah. They were never really a huge hit ratings wise last year.
No. And 0.65, I'll be interested to see if we could go back and see what the numbers were. Maybe I'll play around with it while you're talking about the game. But I'll be interested to see that. Bean looked good, 240 on the day. I think the key thing was obviously the key turnovers that Birmingham's defense was able to face, and that 13 play 66-yard touchdown drive for the game-winning TD. But I think in that game right there, we saw the experience of the Birmingham roster, which was able to lead them to a game. It's going to be interesting to see how this Louisville roster, how it plays in a couple games, if that makes sense.
To add to your point, I was one of those picks by Bean was not his fault at all. Mm-hmm. I was also kind of impressed a little bit with Louisville's defense and what they were able to do to limit, except for that one drive, but for the most part to limit the Birmingham offense, especially when it came to running the ball. I felt both teams didn't run the ball super effectively. I don't think many teams week one did, but like I said, with this kind of being a new league and the turnover of rosters, what you expect is not great offensive line play for the first few weeks.
Defenses are always going to be ahead of offenses. That's just offenses, timing, rhythm, and everything like that. So, oh shit.
And also, Jaden Mickens is a fucking dude, by the way. 102 yards, 9 targets. He caught 9 targets, and he went crazy with it. This was a Jaden Mickens like poster.
All right, so I'm looking at it. Okay. Early, the article I found. I'm just quoting the numbers that this article has. I don't know if they're right or anything. So last year the homeowner was what? Was it Battlehawks and Roughnecks? Am I looking at?
I think it was. I believe it was the last year's home opener was Battlehawks at Roughnecks. Yes.
All right. So they had 69,000. Their peak was 844. Okay. That's 844,000. Significantly down from the 2024 1.18 to 1.81 million people that watched. Looking at last Friday, they didn't do that. They just said, I thought I was going to get that. It didn't say. It doesn't say. Early analyst indicates overall viewership up 5%. That's all it says.
Yes. I think compared to last year.
Detailed pregame breakdowns for all 4 games aren't publicly available yet. The standout from early estimates was Battlehawks and Defenders, 938,000 at peak.
Yeah, the second most watched UFL game on ESPN ever.
What was the first?
It might have been, was 2 years ago, championship game?
Okay.
Off the top of my head, I don't know.
Okay.
It could have also been the season opener for 24.
Right.
I'm not exactly sure. But Louisville showed up. Glad to see that. I like seeing already getting bad blood between the teams, by the way, too, with the interaction of the Stallions players and the Louisville fans at halftime.
To me, that just kind of looked like a bad look, dude. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Oh, that's a great look to me.
What the fuck are we doing?
I love that, Eric. I love that shit. I don't know what it is about soccer stadiums, but apparently you can just get that close to the players.
But like what? Like why? No, I'm not talking like I don't know. I've always there's a lot of dumb fucking fans.
Yes.
That run their mouths and say some stupid fucking shit.
Oh yeah.
And because they don't think that a player is going to do anything.
Well, and the UFL players do something. Remember, we had Samson Nakua last year do something.
And Puka just checked himself into rehab, too.
Something with that family, man. Something with that family. Something very special with the Nakua family.
The Nakuas.
Game number 2, we had the Defenders taking on the Battlehawks. Saturday, the early game. Battlehawks win a close one, 16-10. Battlehawks defense. Baby. That defensive front was putting the hurt on DC. It was bad. I know DC's like they switched over their offensive line a decent amount. They're going to have to get this figured out because they could do nothing. Nothing offensively, especially in the second half.
Well, it's not like either one of these offenses looked very, shit. I mean, this was a grinded out, low scoring game. We did have the first 4-pointer by, what's his name? Matt McCrane.
Yes, sir.
60-yard field goal. Silvers had that touchdown to Neville for the go-ahead score in the third. But I'll be honest, like neither one of these offenses look good. And then it points the question: is it the offense or is it the defense? Which one? What was the cause for the offense? What was the offense on both sides too?
I would say for DC, their offensive line probably boosted St. Louis, but I think St. Louis did keep a lot of their defensive players from last year. They just lost some of the offensive, especially up front. And remember, St. Louis's defensive front last year was one of the top 2 in the league. So I do think their defense is really good. I think DC has a lot to figure out on offense. St. Louis, I feel, definitely has a lot to figure out on offense. It felt to me that whether it was every play, almost like every other play, either the offensive line was being bad, Silvers was either if the offensive line was good, then Silvers would miss somebody, or if the offensive line was good and Silvers was making a good throw, the receiver wouldn't catch it. Like there, at every aspect, there was just not great. Yeah, there was issues everywhere, and that's to be expected with a short training camp. I think that'll clean itself up for St. Louis if they get Hakeem Butler back, which it looks like they should. That should definitely help.
So, but this is a different system, though.
Oh, 100%. Silvers knows the system, though. Silvers knows that it's the rest of the team that needs to learn it.
But everyone always says, what's the issue? Oh, yeah, this guy will produce. But this is Butler in a different system.
True. That is true.
That is my one worry point. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Oh, definitely. I don't expect to see it really ticking until about week 4.
Yep.
But they just have to stay above water.
Yeah.
And I think they can do that. The other thing I've noticed, and this is just a general with all. Oh, go ahead.
31,194 in attendance.
Yes.
As we mentioned, 0.94 million. Highest watched game, second highest game watched ever.
on ESPN.
Yeah.
Because like Fox and ABC have definitely had to hire.
Yeah.
But yes, second highest game watched in UFL history for ESPN. Tons of people in the stadium. Good job, St. Louis, for showing out. I was just going to mention, it seems, and for almost every team, the run game, not that strong right now. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Our third game, Eric, we had the Houston Gamblers facing off against the Wagon. Apparently, that is the Dallas Renegades. Although it is hard to tell whether the Renegades are that good or Houston is that bad. But Renegades crushed them 36-17 in Austin Reed's UFL debut.
Western Kentucky product, UFL record 376, 3 tutties.
Regular season record. You got to say that, Eric. You got to say regular season.
3 tutties, 0 INTs. Vaughn 7 catches, buck 44. Ward 3 catches for 93. Torched the secondary. Houston's QB showed a little mobility.
Which one? Deckers, right? Yeah, Deckers definitely looked like the better QB.
And I just kind of feel like the lead that Dallas built, it's one of those ones like, I know the systems aren't the same, but it's kind of like when a Naval Academy and Air Force gets down. No, I'm serious though.
No, you're right. You're right though. You're right.
You know what I mean? They get down, and like with the system that they have, they just aren't capable of making that comeback.
And when you go into this week saying you're going to be playing 2 quarterbacks, like you still don't know who your guy's going to be.
If you play 2 quarterbacks, that means you don't have a starting quarterback.
Exactly. And what did we talk about going into the season? Even with all these new coaches and them not being experienced or maybe not knowing anything, I still had Kevin Sumlin at the bottom of my rankings.
Oh, yeah, you have to, dude.
He's awful.
Johnny Manziel's not walking through that door, dude.
Why does he keep getting chances? We already saw him with the Gamblers like 2 years ago, and he was bad. 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. It was bad. And it pisses me off for the Gamblers because they have weapons.
Uh-huh.
Like guys like John Trey Kirkland, Cam Sutton are really good players. And I feel like they're just getting wasted on a Gambler's offense that won't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a question here. Who wins a beer drinking competition, me or Tiger Woods?
I take you, Jim.
How many pills do we have to take before we start drinking?
I mean, like a pills competition, I think you'd lose, dude. I'm sorry.
100% I would lose.
Beer, especially if it's the high life, the champagne of beers.
Eric, speaking of which, I still haven't cleaned up for my stream weekend. I need to do that tonight.
Don't tell me, dude. You discussed it.
I would just stress Eric out there. What'd you think of Austin Reed though?
Looked good, dude. A little surprised that your boy Perez didn't get any run, but
I think the thing with Perez was he was a Stoops guy.
Yeah.
Like Stoops was loyal to Perez, and once it was Neuheisel's turn, it's Austin Reed's show.
But then again, like Neuheisel, like experienced coach, it's going to be interesting. Like, how can I word this? He's a very experienced coach, but we talked about, is he there for the retirement party like Stoops was? But on the flip side, was it him being that good and having these guys prepared? Or is it just the dog shit that Kevin Sutherland was bringing? You
got to wait for the overreactions of week 1.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if he keeps this up, though. Austin Reed will be a backup somewhere. It would not surprise me. He's prototypical. He's young.
Dude, I just realized on Saturday, we're going to have 2 semifinals of the Crown on Saturday that lead us in to the fucking Final Four, dude.
That's pretty sick.
Christ.
That's actually pretty sick.
And then I don't mean to sound like a creepy old man, but that Colorado cheerleader they showed was a smoke show. But go ahead.
That's all good. And then also Dallas's crowd needs a little bit to be desired at Toyota Stadium.
Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers. 8,870 holds 11K. Viewership was not fully disclosed, so I really don't have the viewership number, so I apologize for that.
And the stadium is under construction.
Yeah, fair.
So I'm going to give them less of a pass than I'm going to give Orlando, but still.
Mm-hmm.
Still. What was I looking up here? No. Well, that was on, what channel was this one? That one was on ESPN as well, I believe. What'd you think of the Nelly halftime show, by the way?
I'll be honest, I did not see one thing of it.
I watched all the halftime shows, all 4 of them. Nelly was the only artist that I actually knew.
You know DJ Khaled?
Oh, I'm sorry, DJ Khaled had the weirdest halftime show.
Weird. People were just, dude, they're not even going to get a fucking shout out.
He was like in the corner and just being a DJ. How can you want to go to a DJ Khaled concert? Like if he's just putting on a like how is that a thing you would want to do?
I have no idea. Like it's just, I look like he was playing all other, you know what I mean? It was literally nothing.
That's it. That's his thing.
Like
it was very weird.
Very,
very weird. Shout out Nelly though. And then I don't even remember who was playing in both Louisville and Dallas. Last game, by the way, we had the Orlando Storm with DJ Khaled beating the Columbus Aviators 23-16. Nice way to cap off the weekend. This one I felt was a nice gutsy game. It was Anthony Becht with the Orlando Storm. They were just the better coached team. It felt like going throughout the whole ordeal. Maybe you had like a little tinge of hope that Columbus was going to make a comeback there, and it just got snuffed out.
I will say this, turning to Jim Streams. I made a cameo on Sunday night. I said to take the second half over. Kizashed easily.
Easily cashed.
Looking at it, pulled away late, 23-13. Both teams, I think, showed promise. I think the key thing was Orlando was able to execute in key moments while Columbus was not. And that comes down to having a more experienced coach in Beck. I do have this for you though. Okay,
lay it on me.
My offensive standout of the week, Austin Reed.
100%.
My special team standout, Matty McCrane for a 60-yard field goal.
Nice job there. Always a plus.
The defensive standout, I don't even know if I can announce his name.
You just say his first name. Is it Peta?
Yeah, Peta.
Yeah, for St. Louis.
For Pete. And then, gotta go Jalen Monroe Cooper, 144 return yards and a tutty. And, shout out to the crowds. Sold out Louisville. Massive St. Louis turnout. Solid. The crowd looked engaged that when you and I were watching Orlando.
So, yeah, that was my thing about Orlando was the crowd. They said only around 10,000. Rapoli, during the broadcast, wasn't super happy about it. He wants to get more people there. He did mention that during the broadcast. But the fans that were there,
they looked engaged.
They were super energetic.
And then, shout out to AJ and Ricky for getting their first wins. Those are the two guys that got their first wins. So shout out to them too. So.
Yep. Dude, Ricky Prohl seems like a coach you would love. Did you see him in like the locker room and shit?
I'm not.
I've never seen him more. He's so animated, Eric. He's like yelling. He's expressive. Dude.
Now, I will say this.
He's insane.
The early buzz from what I'm seeing online is Dallas's offense is elite. Birmingham and St. Louis look strong. DC and Houston are weak. So that's from like me just kind of scrolling the UFL. That's what I looked at.
So I wonder if we're going to obviously you're going to get week 1 overreactions. My two things that I'm going to say. I think the quarterback play this year might be some of the best that we've ever had in spring football.
Okay.
Jack Plummer, I loved what he did for Orlando. The only thing with him is he holds on to the ball a little too long. Another issue I will point out to Dallas, and I don't know if it's Austin Reed's fault, they were having multiple times where it was taking forever to get the play called in, and they would either have to take a delay a game or call a timeout. And that will come to bite them in the ass if they don't get that figured out.
True.
NASCAR chiming in. Lucky Jackson Legacy game number 2 coming in. I could see it. Dude's a stud. Eric, are you ready to go into the week 2 lines?
Okay, Jimmy, let me pull them up, dude.
Are you ready? I don't think there's any props up yet, are there? No. The issue, and I mean, I don't want to shout out DraftKings because it's DraftKings. They don't need the shout out. And and they're kind of scummy in some regards.
Everyone's scummy.
But they're one of the few books, and I think they might be one of the only legal books, like actual local books that'll have UFL props. But I don't think they usually post them until the day before.
The day of, yeah.
It's usually they'll post a lot the day of, maybe the day before if you're lucky. It's that way with the CFL too, to an extent.
Yeah.
We don't get the love.
We need the props, buddy.
We need the props. So Friday, April 3rd, we have the Defenders versus the Aviators in Columbus. The DC Defenders are 1.5 point favorites in this one. The total's set at 39.5 plus 100 on the money line.
Oh, God. All right.
It's tough. This is a toughie, Eric.
Where's your head at with this one, Jim?
My head is, I kind of have a read on what Jordan Ta'amu is as a quarterback. And if he has a successful run game, he will have a stellar season. The run game that DC showed and the play that their offensive line showed was not great. Columbus, though, I do worry that the defense isn't super good. I kind of want to take DC here minus the 1.5.
But
more experienced coach, more experienced quarterback.
So, I mean, to me, this game is interesting because you got the defending champs who lost their first game going on the road.
By the way, that happened to the Stallions last year, too.
Facing Columbus.
Home opener.
Home opener for the franchise.
Should be, I hope it's a really good crowd.
And I'll tell you what, played Orlando good. You know what I mean? Like
they did.
I think they played them good. And I always like taking the home team. I kind of want to see the attendance numbers though, like the ticket sales numbers. Like what are we looking at here?
That's the big thing for, I feel like, home versus away in the UFL. Because if it's not a huge crowd, it's not like the travel's any different for either team.
Yeah. The
travel's the same for both of them.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, for me, it's like, what's the juice of the stadium? You know what I mean? Like, because if you have juice, then that's going to help the home team. If there's no juice, it's not going to help anything. Gun to my head here, I would probably take the Aviators, and I'd probably just play them even money to win.
Just play them at the plus 100?
Plus 100 to win.
Eric, I'm looking on their website right now. How much do you think tickets are to this game?
$25.
We're heading over to Ticketmaster.
Mm-hmm.
I can get as expensive as... Okay, let's see. Let's do... Where do you want to sit? You want to sit on the 50-yard line?
Yeah, tell me what the best ticket is and the worst ticket.
Okay, 50-yard line tickets, straight up. Really good, like, pretty darn close. You're talking $50 to $70.
Okay, all right.
End zone seating, like right behind the end zone, $16.
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Uh-uh.
Not bad at all. There's not a ton of blue. So that leads me to believe, I mean, it looks pretty sold.
Well, I mean, like, if that's the case, look, I am going to take Columbus. You know, like I said, home opener. I'm always going to favor the home team, especially in a small number like that.
That's valid. I'm going to take DC minus the 1.5, and I'm also, in week 2, I will be betting the under in this game as well.
Ooh. Do you want to go head-to-head?
Are you going to take the over?
Do you want to go head-to-head and the loser, just straight up, no point spread, the loser has to buy a winner T-shirt of choice from Royal Retros using promo code SpringFever.
Promo code SpringFever, all one word, all caps, 10% off at Royal Retros. Shout out Royal Retros. I still need to get you your Michigan Panthers shirt, by the way.
Oh, geez, dude.
I know.
Okay.
I've been so late on that. I've had a lot of shit going on. But yes, I will take that deal for Friday night.
Yeah, that is a Friday night wager.
Deal. It's
Are
happening.
you going to be streaming Friday night?
Yeah. I have an overnight on Thursday, so we'll see how awake I am. But I did it last week with an overnight, so we're going to plan on it again for some UFL Friday night football, baby. Saturday at 7 p.m. Central Time, we have the Louisville Kings taking on the Orlando Storm. Storm, 3.5-point home favorites here. Total set at 39.5, plus 170 on the money line. Eric, I don't know about you, but I liked what I saw out of the Kings last week.
I'll be honest. Jesus. All right, going to my head here. You like what you saw from Louisville?
You don't have to. Hey, you don't. If you don't like the bet, you don't like the bet.
This is one of those games.
This is tough.
For me, I look at it like this. Beam against the Beck defense. How is that going to look?
The Storm defense did look pretty good. McClendon looked decent for the most part. I'm probably 3.5 is interesting. Again, I'm probably going to bet the under.
Shop around because at MGM it's 3.
Yeah, if you like the Storm, go to MGM. I'm going to take the under 39.5. And then I might mess around with some props. When they actually have them, like Bean rushing total over.
If you like the under, visit BetG at MGM because it's at 40.5.
Oh, even better. So much better. I might just take some Bean rushing yards over.
Okay.
I think he gets some scrambling in there. And they do some design runs with Bean.
Yeah, I'll definitely be interested in that. Like I said, it's kind of hard for us to project where they're going to be. More reason to tune in to Jim Rats. Jim and I and Chase will be live. If there's any props, Jim will be sure to chime in there.
Oh, definitely. Jeff says I saw there were some on DraftKings last week.
It's going to be interesting because remember last year ESPN Bet was the main one that we were able to get.
Now there's no ESPN Bet.
There's no ESPN Bet. So,
but they did announce DraftKings as like the official partner of the league.
Okay,
you'll probably see him on DraftKings. Maybe like hours before you'll see him on other books. That's the issue with these leagues. They no book post props. Remember we had this issue with the CFL forever. We got some last year, but for a long ass time there was nothing on the CFL.
Nothing at all.
Moving on to Sunday. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Stallions. Gamblers, baby. The Birmingham Stallions are 7.5-point favorites against the Houston Gamblers. Total set at 43.5 plus 300 on the money line.
See, for me, I'm going to take the 7.5 here.
I'm also going to take the 7.5, Eric. I'm with you here.
I this is just to me kind of like an overreaction here. You get over 7.5. Obviously, are going to have to play that. I think that we're going to see some adjustments from Houston, and who knows? It's a weird thing. You know what I mean? You got these guys playing on Easter. What is that going to look like? How engaged are Birmingham going to actually be?
So here are the scores historically between the two in the UFL. We had the Stallions. Stallions have won all the matchups in the UFL. It's 33-25. So an 8-point game there. 23-16.
Okay.
That would cover.
Okay.
28-35.
Respect.
And then 32-9 last year in 2024. Remember how bad they were to open 2024?
I do.
Yeah. And then I think in the USFL, I think it was even closer for some of them. Back in those days. But I am going to go ahead and say I gotta take the plus 7.5 here. I'm not going to sprinkle.
I'm definitely not going to sprinkle. I mean,
I'm wondering if Houston's defense is that bad. the over's definitely in play. But also, Birmingham looked offensively, probably prime for live betting.
Dude, I am sorry, dude, but this game is fucking drunk.
Which game? It was the Crown game?
Yeah, dude, it's an overtime, dude. It's like, dude, it looks just like fucking guys playing.
Which we didn't mention before, but I'm mentioning now. The UFL and these spring leagues in general, prime for live betting.
And this game, the game we talked about before, 7 p.m. start, going head to head against the Final Four.
Yeah, there's going to be nobody watching that one. Expect the ratings to not look great this week because you have that. And then this game on Sunday, Eric, it's on the NFL Network.
Oh, God.
So I assume that's going to be ESPN announcers because doesn't ESPN now own the NFL Network?
Correct.
Okay. So, yeah, don't expect a ton of great ratings. Who knows? I'm intrigued to see what the next game is, which is Tuesday, by the way. Tuesday, April 7th. You have the St. Louis Battlehawks taking on the Dallas Renegades. Renegades are 3.5-point favorites there. Over-unders 41.5 plus 160 on the money line for the Battlehawks.
I mean, I'm gonna take the Battlehawks. You know, if I'm gonna take the fucking Houston after getting their shit kicked in, I'm gonna take the team that kicked their shit in. I'm gonna fade the team that kicked their shit in. Excuse me.
You gotta think St. Louis is gonna be better defensively. You have to think it. Dallas showed out. I'm gonna take the Renegades though. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take the over. Call me crazy. I'm taking the over for the Renegades Battlehawks.
Okay.
Sometimes these games are absolute shootouts. They were last year. I know there's still a lot new going on, but I'm going to take the over, and I'm going to take the Renegades minus 3.5.
Respect. So let's just review our bets. So let's start on so I'm going Aviators on the money line. You're going Defenders.
Yep, minus 1.5 there. We're going head-to-head. I'm also in the under in that game.
So we're going to be looking for beam props in the Storm and Kings, but I'm personally not betting it.
I'm also betting the under in that game as well.
I'm just going to be looking for beam props.
I'm looking for beam props, but I am betting the under in the game itself.
Now, the Sunday game on ESPN at 5 p.m. right during Easter dinner, I'm going to take the Gamblers plus the 7.5.
We're both on Gamblers plus 7.5, and I'm betting the under 43.5.
Jesus.
Actually, I'm saying live bet this game. Don't listen to my under. Live bet this game. If it starts out super, super slow, you might be up for an over because I think Birmingham can pull away.
Now, I am going to take the Battlehawks plus the 3.5.
And I am on the Renegades minus 3.5 and the over 41.5.
Now, something new we're going to do this year is we're going to have the Spring Fever Parlay of the Week, where Jim is going to have one leg and I'm going to have one leg. It can be anything we fucking want. Okay? Anything we want, Jim. Lay it on me. What is Jim's leg of the parlay?
I'm going to go King Storm under 39.5. Actually, if you can get it under 40.5, we'll take that.
So you're going to go King's Storm
under.
So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put this in right now on BetMGM because they have the 40.5. So we're going to say King's Storm under 40.5, and I'm going to take Columbus here plus 100.
Ooh.
So that's a nice juicy plus 281. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make a nice little spreadsheet. We can track this out for the year. All right, my friend.
I like it, Eric.
Boom. I'm going to put a quarter of a unit on it. Boom.
It's in. And now, Eric, are you ready? Are you ready to make a DraftKings lineup. It's been so long.
Boom, 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 boom.
It's been so long since we've done DFS, brother.
So, all right. So
We don't have to start with the quarterback if you don't want to start with the quarterback.
So here's my thing. All right. So it's important to note, guys, on this thing right here, we cannot do the Thursday game. The
Tuesday game.
The Tuesday game. Okay, so this is the shit I can't fucking see.
So yeah, we can't do Battlehawks Renegades.
How fucking dumb is fucking Oklahoma? Is Oklahoma the worst coached team? Like, why the flying fuck? You're up by 3, dude. Why the fuck are you fucking following?
It should have been Oklahoma State.
I mean, Jesus Christ. How poorly coached is this fucking team, dude? How poorly coached is Oklahoma?
Oh, Eric. You wonderful man. What position do you want to start with for the DraftKings?
We got to do it at quarterback.
So for quarterback, you got Corral, Tamu, Bean, McClendon, Plummer, or a combination of Deckers and Henderson.
No, but I mean the thing is we got to stack. Who do you want to stack? Oh my god! And the 80% free throw shooter missed, so you have 3.9 seconds left. What? Down by 3.
So.
Sorry, Jim.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm fucking.
Out of these 3 games, which one do you think is the highest scoring between Birmingham, Houston, Louisville, Orlando, DC, Columbus?
So this is the thing. You got.
You would think with what Houston showed,
the idiot went to miss it and he made it. I mean, it's like this game is fucking on crack, dude. All right, I'm sorry, Jim. Let me pull up my DFS notes. I gotta find it. All right. So on cash games, I think we need to. We kind of got to look at what is going on with the cash games. I feel if we're gonna do cash games here, I feel the teams that we should be attacking are. Let me make sure I want to make because what is the game on Monday night?
On Tuesday night, it's Dallas, St. Louis. So we can't play.
So I think the teams that we need to look to attack now Beam is great because of his rushing upside, but the reason I don't like him is that we don't really have a wide receiver that I trust yet that we can correlate him with.
Valid.
So I think we need to look to either go to Orlando or Birmingham.
I would say Birmingham because I feel like Birmingham has the wide receiver combo that you can kind of like. They have the receivers that you could jump on.
Okay, so let's go Carruthers.
Corral. I love Carruthers there. I love that. He's right. Now Carruthers.
Okay, so let's go Carruthers. Okay. And then
do you want to go running back next or receiver next?
Now we need the wide receiver.
Okay, go to receivers.
Which wide receiver?
So for pairing him, Mickens is the one who went off last week. Deion Kane's usually the go-to guy, but we also don't know what the relationship between Deion Kane and Matt Corral is. Because Corral, remember, got injured, was like a backup, and then got injured last year.
Can you find real quick who led him in targets?
This season or?
Last week.
Last week it was Mickens, 100%.
Hold on.
I guarantee you it was Mickens.
Yeah, 9 targets, 9 catches.
Yeah.
Give me each. All right. So Mickens 9, Ross 5, Kane 5, Ross 2. Yeah. So I mean, with that big of a target share, we got to go Mickens.
That's what I'm saying too. And at 6,600, he's not that expensive either. What are you feeling? You want to keep on wide receiver? Or do you want to pivot over to running back?
Sorry, Jim. I'm fucking all over the place.
No, you're good. You're good.
So we got Mickens. So for where's the guy's fucking name? All right. So I feel Corbin could potentially. How much is Corbin?
He's the most expensive at 8,500.
Okay.
But also, I will say, Orlando's running attack was the best showing last week, and they do probably have one of the better offensive lines.
Okay, but I got to pull full screen here because I can't see the prices.
He's 8,500.
And how much? 95.
We got 9,600 on Matt Corral and
How
6,600
much
on
is an average
Mickens.
salary?
For ours is 6,760.
Okay, if we put him in here, how does it look like?
Goes down to 6,325.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, I like getting Corbin in there. He's a running back I know is going to be good, and I trust the offensive line.
Okay, so now let's go defense. Now, with that being said, on the defensive side of the ball, I feel that the Stallions will be the chalk.
Stallions 100% chalk, especially going up against Houston.
How much are they?
They're 5,000. So it's 5,000 for the Stallions, 4,500 for the Storm, 4,200 for the Defenders, 3,800 for the Aviators, 3,500 for the Kings, and 3,000 for the Gamblers.
All right, let's rewind here. Hold on, I'm pulling it up on my fucking phone so I can see it better, dude.
Oh, I got you.
All right, UFL. Where are we at here? Boom. Classic, 3 games, $25 double up. All right, so we went Maddie.
We went Matt Corral, Jay Sean
Corbin.
Corbin, and Jaden Mickens.
Where's Mickens here? Okay. So let's we'll go back to that.
What position you want to hit next?
Running back. We got
running back. You want
another running back in the flex.
You want to get another running back?
Yeah.
Okay. Which running back are you feeling?
Who's the leading running back for the Battlehawks?
We don't get any Battlehawks.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's right, dude. God damn it.
That Tuesday game's fucking you up, brother.
The Tuesday game's completely fucking me up. Jackson.
It's weird that they're not doing it, right? Like they do Monday night. Do they know that DraftKings doesn't do Monday night?
Jackson's fucking it. Jackson's too much money.
Jackson's too much money. McFarland, I think, is still too much money. I would say maybe take a value play on Benny Snell.
You can do that.
He gets play.
Fucking A, dude. Every single fucking value play I have is fucking
Is either on Dallas or St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
God.
I know. It's tough, Eric.
Fuck.
So you got one more flex, one more wide receiver / tight end.
Okay. All right. So let's hypothetically, you and I both have Houston covering. If Houston does cover, who's the guy? They cover because why?
I mean, I want to say Kirkland. I worry he might drop the ball a little bit, but he would be the guy I think like balls out.
Okay. All right. So let's put in
old John Trey Kirkland. So we've got 6,100 again, but we still haven't gotten defense yet.
Okay, we're not going to go to defense yet.
We got one more flex play.
Okay. All right, hold it on. So we went Snell at the flex.
Yes, so we got Snell at our flex, John Trey Kirkland, and Jaden Mickens as our wide receivers. Jay Sean Corbin is our running back, and Matt Corral is our quarterback.
Okay. We're down to 6,100.
6,100.
What about no? Because if we put Jackson in from fucking DC, That's going to lead us 4,200 on defense. So we do have some defensive guys.
Which means we can get the Aviators, Kings, or Gamblers. If we do that, if we do Lucky Jackson, which I very well could see.
Now, but the thing is let's rewind a little bit.
Okay.
Which game do you think is going to be out of the three of the highest scoring?
I had these all as potential unders. I do think between DC and Birmingham, those are the two games I think could potentially hit overs.
All right, so let's look at let's add a guy. So if we no, just hold with me for a second. Hold with me. Okay.
We have three guys in the Birmingham Houston game, by the way.
Three guys in the Birmingham Houston game. So I'm saying if we take out Kirkland,
okay,
we put Jackson in at the wide receiver. Jackson in at the flex from the defenders. Who's the guy on the opposite side of the ball from the Aviators that we could put in at a wide receiver position?
Let's see.
Or does no such player fit that bill?
No. Like, you think guys like Kiki Chisholm are good. Tate Martin showed pretty decently. McClendon had some trouble getting the ball out, but I would trust Jalen Moore if you want value. If you want a little bit on the cheaper side, I would trust, obviously, Kiki Chisholm. He's going to be your number one target guy, probably.
So if we go Chisholm, that will lead us 5,500, and we're open to everyone on defense.
I like that, Eric.
So let's do that. And then if we go with the Stallions defense, so if we go Corral, Corbin, Chisholm, Mitkins, Jackson, Snell, and the Stallions defense.
I love that.
Look at us talking it through, Jim.
Oh, this is a group effort.
Talking it through.
Now we just have to not be like our CFL selves and remember to actually put the lineup in.
I just put it in right now.
Very awesome. I'm gonna make sure mine gets in there. Eric, we're back. It's UFL time.
Back. We are back.
It's UFL time, baby.
We are back.
I cannot wait. You guys hold on to this moment because the season is gone before you know it. It's a blink and you miss it league.
Don't know what you got till it's
Damn right.
over.
Anything else you want to see for week 2?
You know what, Jim? I will make a gallant effort if you have a stream to sit through a whole game with my comrade Jim.
What time is that game on Easter?
It's at 5.
I might be streaming for that one too.
What Saturday? No stream on Saturday?
No. Saturday there will be a stream. So Friday I'm planning on it. Saturday, yes. Sunday, maybe versus probably. And Tuesday, yes.
Okay. All right. I am not going to lie, Jim. Uncle Rico's got a nice little date on Friday night. So after what time's that game start, buddy?
Friday night, 7 p.m. our time, baby.
That's kickoff for my date. I usually show up 15 minutes late to keep her waiting. So yeah.
And week 2, it will be going head to head with the eTop 21 Sports Show on Tuesday.
Oh Jesus, dude! Are me and you are gonna go head to head?
I might watch your stream on my stream. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We greatly appreciate you. Give us a like. Give us a follow. Follow that man at eTop21 Sports. Follow me at XFL Jim. It does help. And we'll see you guys next week for another exciting and maybe sensual episode of Spring Fever. Kisses. Bye-bye.